Gorilla G Roxon here, and here I am with another movie review for another film that came out back at the beginning of 2020, and that was for none other than Sonic the Hedgehog. And so, back in February 14th opening night, Valentine's Day, I went to see this film opening night, and what was it? Well, it was great! Yeah, it was very epic. It was very awesome. I really enjoyed it. In fact, I would actually, well, depending on how the year goes or not, I will end up likely calling this my favorite film of 2020. For now, I guess. But we'll see. But until then, it is my favorite film of 2020. Because I was now when this was about to be made, I was kind of like dreading this or kind of worried about it, especially with all the years they were gonna release it, but then they kept changing all those years. And then of course when we got that infamous first trailer with this horrible design and stuff, I was like really starting to dread it. But then guess what? The director, who is none other than Jeff Fowler, actually listened to all the fans and knew what they were saying. So, you want to know what he did? He delayed it again to February 14th. This time, to change the design of the character to make his design more faithful to the games. And his decision actually got praised by so many fans because they, for once, were finally being listened to. And it's good that we actually have some directors who actually listen to their fans, unlike a majority of people like Ruin Johnson and Crazy Kennedy. Jeff Fowler actually shows he actually cares, and actually, I hope he gets to direct more films, and whatever he does direct next, I can't wait to see it. So, what the film adaptation is about, basically about Sonic now having to flee Earth to escape these villains who want to take his supersonic energy, since he caused a power outage while hiding out in this little town in Montana called Green Hills. And then the government decides to hire these scientists who goes by the name Dr. Robotnik, who is easily the best character in this whole film, to hunt him down. So Sonic basically goes to the sheriff named Tom to help him evade capture and collect his rings so he can like get out of Earth and all, and yeah, he pretty much knows how it goes from there. What I really liked about this film is that it showed more of Sonic's backstory. I like how he had this owl mentor who raised him, and then even sacrificed herself at the very beginning to send him to Earth to avoid being hunted by these echidnas, which I have a feeling that could be more of these echidnas might be known in future sequels because, well, we are getting a sequel in 2022, which I am excited about, but back to why I love the film so much. So, what happens is that it had great, adheres to source material, and amazing casting choices and acting, especially from Jim Carrey as the infamous Dr. Robotnik or Dr. Eggman, or who channeled like most of those iconic roles he did in the 90s and basic. Yeah, and also, Ben Schwartz is actually very hilarious as Sonic, even captures the original charm of Sonic voice actors such as Jason Griffith and Ryan Drummond, as well as, of course, Roger Craig Smith. And also we got a lot of great character development in Tom, especially from good performance from James Marsden. And of course some funny, well-written comedy, especially like when Sonic was playing baseball himself, or just usually scenarios where he's often talking to himself most of the time, because that's definitely typical Sonic. And even often has this infamous gag where he'll call Tom Donut Lord because, well, spoilers, Tom talks to donuts. And it even includes many Easter eggs referencing the video game franchise, like the Echidna Tribe, and even referring to one for Robotnik as Eggman, since he is called Eggman in the games nowadays. We also got a little good cameo of Green Hill Zone, like from the first game, so that was very nostalgic. I already mentioned characters and. Alright, what else is... And also some very great lines too, and these are a lot of heartwarming moments, like, it portrays the well-meaning messages of family and friendship, and so much exciting, and even these really two exciting scenes such as in the credits that actually do set up a sequel, such as Robotnik being alone on Mushroom Planet at the end. Well, spoilers if you haven't seen the film. Ends up getting his iconic bald head and busty mustache like from the games, and decides to be home by Christmas because we know he'll come back. He always comes back. He's Dr. Robotnik. He's Eggman. Of course, they can't just remove him. Of course, and the other one involving, well, that was none other than a cameo from the next character to appear in the games, who was Sonic's first companion, and that was none other than Tails. So yeah, I'm glad we're actually now getting our sequel because Paramount has finally confirmed Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for April 2022, and I'm really pumped because while it was pulled from theaters due to the virus, it thankfully made enough money to actually warrant a sequel, and it deserves one as well. Especially, I'm glad it did not face the same fate as that terribly bad super live-action Mario Brothers movie. Well, they are going to be remaking a new Mario film, except it'll be animated, and hopefully they'll get it right this time. And of course, there's also some well-known pacing and even homage to pop culture good like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Crazy Girl Sketchy Sonic. But of course, are there some bad qualities? Well, okay, yeah, there are a few. Like maybe there was like the two scenes where Sonic would floss, and maybe the overdone product placement, like with Olive Garden. The story is kind of a little cliched, but all in all, yeah, I would consider this the best video game movie of all time, right next, with second place being Pokemon Detective Pikachu. And, so, for my final ranking, I would rate this film a 9.5 out of 10. Easily the best film of the pre-pandemic films, and also, it's just great in general. I really like it. Now, there are going to be I will be still doing other reviews. Sure. It may not get most films this year, but I'm going to be reviewing some older stuff, and also, if you have heard the rumor of Tenet releasing in some limited countries, I sure hope that Tenet thing with the limited countries, I sure hope one of those countries ends up being mine because, hey, maybe it'll give me something good to review. Nothing good to review, but hey, we'll never know. Like, I'm not going to predict, like, future yet because I have no idea what happens yet. Just have to see how the month goes with the pandemic. But anyway, I will be reviewing the other pre-pandemic films I saw this year, which are Bad Boys for Life, Birds of Prey, and Onward. And, So, anyway, that'll be it for this review, guys. Thank you all for watching this, and if you like this and want to see more, then don't forget to like and subscribe to Gorilla G Roxon.